So as we get Amazon boxes, I pile them out here and I use them for various things. I shred a lot of them. I showed making compost with it, I think, last year. I'm going to try something different now, but it starts with reusing the Amazon boxes. Back in the fence here behind the shed is the raised garden beds, and this is where I put the bags. Right here you can see it's still dry, which is good. And I've got compost. I've just got a couple pallets full of stuff here that I will eventually use. So I'm going to load one of them onto the cart here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm out here at the orchard. And the reason why I'm doing this is, one, I have the material, and two, if you look here, I had put mulch down a couple times, but this creeping grass, Bermuda or whatever it is, centipede, I don't know, is infiltrating it. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a weed eater here. I'm going to go around the edge there and pull back the bark, pine bark there, and I'm going to put this mulch down. Then I'm going to put probably a little bit of the pine bark back around the tree, closest to the tree, and then I'm going to water it in with the container here, just to kind of flatten down the cardboard mulch, I guess is what we'll call it. We'll just call it cardboard mulch. Now, I don't know if this is going to be effective or not. I know that there's nothing toxic in the Amazon boxes, especially if you remove the clear tape. The paper tape is non-toxic. The ink used is for marking the boxes, or is vegetable ink or soy ink or something. Anyway, it's vegetable related and it's not toxic. None of it should be toxic. However, one of the concerns is that if I put it on here, that it may kind of trap and prevent oxygen from getting to the roots of the fig. And that's the only downside I can see from my research. But we're going to give it a go anyway, at least until I run out. And I have most backups of these orchard figs in case it doesn't work out. But I got to stop the creeping grass from coming in, because it's kind of getting hard to maintain. What'll happen is that the grass will grow really tall next to that T-post there, because I can't mow around it, and getting out here and just hand trimming around the tree would just become a pain in my backside. So we're going to give this a try as a way to control the grass. So I'm pulling back the mulch here, and you can see that we have worms, which is good. And that's really, oh, there's some more. Man, the worms are loving it here. So I'm gonna pull this back and we'll put some mulch on it, and then we'll put pine bark mulch back on it. I want to get a healthy amount here, because it's going to take that to deter the grass. So yeah, so I'm thinking, you know, you'd think, okay, well, this is going to blow away, right? And I'm not sure if it's going to blow away or not, because like mulch, it's got pieces and ends that are going to intermingle, plus I'm going to wet it. So that's the initial front there. So I've got, might as well add some water soluble to it. And so I've got some water soluble, and I'll put a gallon on each little fig here. I might even add a little more, because this seems to go pretty far. Let me add a little bit more, and we'll see what this does. I can tell you it makes me feel better. So let's water that in. And I decided to put it in this instead of pouring directly out of the gallon milk jugs, because, well, it spreads better. We'll give it a foliar feed. Now, this is a Master Blend liquid fertilizer that I've used forever in hydroponics and other gardening. And at this strength, it can go directly on the leaves. All right, so that's the first one. Now let's take the mulch, and we'll kind of, I have this mulch already here, and I want to make sure and leave that twig there open so it can start growing. I already had the mulch here, as you saw, so that'll be an extra weight, bit of weight here. So if, as I do this, it's going to take a week or two to do this, and I'll be able to start to see how it's working as time goes on. But what I did was I increased the perimeter. Hopefully that'll keep the grass out. So that's it. I might show another one or two, so that's the plan anyway. I just wanted to show this again a little up close. The worm population, well, they've dispersed since I pulled it back, but the worms are all in this. There's one over there, see? There's two more over there. They're all in this, and that's good. That's what I like to see. Worms doing their job. Got a good circle here. Now, I considered buying those coconut core plant circles, and I considered using come on, worm. I considered using landscape fabric doubled up, and you know, stuff I've done in the past, but that's going to cost a fortune. And then I thought, well, I got all these bags that I've been waiting to turn into compost by adding coffee grinds like I did before, and they broke down nicely, but I just haven't been able to get around to it because it's been a really busy year. So my hope is that if this works, and you know, it'll take a little bit to get started, but what I can do is, as I fill up a garbage bag, or that garbage can that you saw, is that I'll just bring them out here and I'll put them on the plants as time goes on, just a little bit at a time, so it doesn't become a chore but a routine. That's my hope, if it works out. So it looks like one bag's going to be able to do 3 of these. You see, I've got one of the bags of the shredded cardboard there, and I've got these 2 beds here. I want to do a side-by-side comparison because they're both growing squash in them. This one's got tomatoes, but I think it's still a pretty good test or trial, one against the other. This one's full of the shredded cardboard. It's probably got, 3 inches there. So I want to see how it does in comparison, and see if it, you know, if it blows around, you know, just to see. I've got a little blower, so if it makes a mess, I can blow all the mess into the grass. So yeah, we're gonna give it a shot here, as well as the figs. You know, this particular video, I'm not going to have the end results. I like to include results. It's frustrating, sometimes infuriating, for someone to propose something that, you know, that a lot of people will just say in the comments, oh, that's great, that's awesome. But if you don't show the results, then it could be BS, right? Especially if they don't even know the results. They're just, a lot of times they're just going off of what somebody else says. So I'm not including and that's the reason why I like to do results. I want to show what I started and the end result, and why I chose to continue or discontinue whatever it is that I'm doing. In this particular case, I'm not going to wait a year or a year and a half or what have you and continue to add. This would just be a really lengthy video, so you have to excuse me for not having the results of what this is for some time, but I will do a follow-up and let you know. So I did several of these yesterday, or was it the day before? Anyway, very recently, and you can see them here. If you look around the grass, there either hasn't been a strong enough wind to blow it around, or it stays in place pretty good. So as we go further this way, you'll see that, well, it's ones I put on before now. So, and also don't have enough yet to cover all of them. You'll see some there. I'll go over here and I'll talk about part of the reason. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but see the wood chips, the not wood chips, the pine bark mulch seems to have done a decent job at covering and keeping moisture in. And I probably mentioned this before, but look what's happening here. See this creeping grass? That is going to compete with, wow, this has got quite a bit actually. So my hope is, and something else I'll talk about in just a second, my hope is that adding the cardboard on top of it will also continually suppress or slow down until these things can get big enough where it really doesn't even matter. But for now, I'm going to just continue to add. Down further as we go, you'll see that I pulled, and I showed in the video, I pulled the pine bark mulch back, and then I put this down and I added that mulch, or I added the mulch, and then I put the pine bark back on top. Well, if I make this a habit, that's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to have to continuously try to get all the pieces of mulch, then put this down, and put the pine bark mulch back on top of it. This is also considered mulch for the way I'm using it. So is the pine bark mulch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add it on top. I'm just going to add it on top, and that's what I did here. Is this is just thrown on top of the pine bark mulch that was already there. That tree loves it. No, that wasn't done that long ago. Just messing with you. Okay, so you can see them here, and I'll just walk down. It's the same thing. These are older. These have been done. This was probably like the next day compared to the one right next to it, where I made the decision not to remove the pine bark mulch. But here's the ones with the pine bark mulch, and you can also see this has been some time. I'll put it in a video. It's been at least a week, and so you don't see any. The wind's blowing now. You can see this grass here. It's blowing around. It's not blowing the mulch anywhere, whether it's old or new. These spots either had one that died or never was planted, because it doesn't have a marker here like you'll see here in this Figo Preto. This Figo Preto, I was really concerned it wasn't going to make it, but I see that even though this particular part died back, I got a little bitty leaf coming on here. So anyway, this is what the original looks like here, and so far I'm kind of liking it. I don't see anything growing on top of it yet. That grass grows really fast, but I'm realistic. I know it's probably going to grow on top of it, so I'm just going to dump right on top of that probably shortly after mowing. And I don't want this to be like a chore every time I do it, like where I save up for, you know, a month and then come out here and do 20 or 30 of these at the same time. What I want to be able to do is just grab the little cart and toss some on there. I'll put a little bitty flag. I'll do it in an order. I'll put a little bitty flag on it where I know where I left off the last time, so I can continuously do it. So that's it for this video. I will do a follow-on later on, or in another video. If you're curious, just ask me and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. And so anyway, that's it for this one. This is Brent, you guys. Let me tap the back. This is Brent, you guys, Central Arkansas. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I like talking to you guys. Until the next one,